Intro hook, Galactic Council Room. The Galactic Council Room was not a normal room. It was a floating space station orbiting a dead star. The walls were made of transparent crystal. Outside, a black hole slowly turned like a giant eye watching them. Inside the room, silence filled the air. 17 alien species were present. Some had blue skin, others had 6 arms. Some breathed smoke, some floated without legs. All were powerful. All were leaders of their planets. At the center of the room was a round table. A document floated in the middle. It glowed faint green. It was called the Peace Treaty of Sector 9. Each alien leader had signed it. Now, only one chair was left empty. That chair belonged to Earth. Then the doors opened. She walked in. A tall human woman in a black uniform. Her name was Commander Reyna Vuz. She was Earth's official speaker. She walked calmly, without fear. Her eyes were sharp, and her face showed no emotion. All eyes followed her. The alien leaders had always thought humans were weak, poor, young, new to space. But today, something about Reyna felt different. She sat down, looked at the treaty, and picked up the glowing pen. Then, without saying a word, she signed. The treaty was complete. No warships would be allowed in Sector 9. No weapons bigger than a scout ship. No armies, no fleets. Peace was written in stone. The council leader, a green insect being named Chalkin, smiled. "Welcome to the future of peace, Commander Reyna," he said. Reyna only gave a soft smile. "Peace," she repeated, but her voice was cold. Too cold. Scene 2. Outside the room, the conversation. Reyna walked alone through the metal halls of the station. A younger human officer, Lieutenant Jace, waited for her near the ship. "You signed it?" he asked. "Yes. You sure about this?" "We're disarming Sector 9. No warships. We gave up everything here." Reyna turned and looked at him. "No, Jace, we didn't give up. We just followed the words." He looked confused. Reyna leaned closer. "Read the treaty again. Carefully. It says, no warships, nothing about anything else." Then she walked away. Jace stared at her, confused and nervous. Scene 3. Council discussion after Reyna leaves. Inside the council chamber, the alien leaders discussed Earth. "Can they be trusted?" asked a red-skinned alien with 4 eyes. "They are too quiet," said another. "Too calm." Chalkin, the insect leader, raised his hand. "Let them be. The treaty is clear. No warships means no war. If they break it, we destroy them." The others nodded. But deep inside, they felt something strange, something unfinished. Scene 4. 1 week later. Deep space warning. A mining ship from the Varnak species was passing through Sector 9, near an asteroid belt. The captain of the ship was bored. He sipped a drink and looked at the radar. Suddenly, the screen flashed red. Unknown object detected. He zoomed in. A shape was moving in deep space. It was huge. 5 kilometers long, but it had no engines. No lights, no signal. "Is that a ship?" his assistant asked. The captain shook his head. "No, it's not built. It's grown." The object moved slowly, like it was alive. The crew sent a message to their homeworld. "Unidentified. Moving object. Possible threat. Requesting analysis." Before they could send a second message, the object passed near them. Their screens went black. Their ship was never heard from again. Scene 5. Earth response. On Earth, in a deep bunker under the Atlantic Ocean, Commander Reyna stood in a dark room. Dozens of screens showed alien reactions. Some were afraid. Some were angry. Most were confused. They were all asking Earth the same question. "What is this thing?" Reyna looked at the screen and answered in a calm voice. "It's not a warship." The alien councils didn't believe her, but the treaty was clear. Scene 6. First close encounter. Scout ship, the Kuran Empire. A strong alien race, sent a scout ship to investigate. The scout ship approached the object from behind. It had stealth mode on. No one should have seen them, but the object turned. It turned in space, slowly, as if it could see. The scout ship tried to escape. The last image sent from the scout's black box showed a close-up of the object. It had a face, not human, not alien, but something else. Eyes that glowed red. Mouth with no lips, only teeth. Its skin was black metal, moving like muscle. Then the video ended. Scene 7. Council emergency meeting. Panic filled the Galactic Council. What is this thing? Who controls it? Why is it not attacking? The insect leader Chalkin shouted, "Earth must answer. They broke the treaty." They sent an urgent message to Earth. Reyna appeared on the screen. Her face was calm. "You asked for no warships," she said. "We followed that." Chalkin shouted, "Then what is that thing in Sector 9? Reyna looked at him coldly. "That," she said, "is not a ship. It is something older. Something hungry." She ended the call. Scene 8. Deeper truth. In a secret room on Earth, Jace walked into a lab. He saw files, old videos, strange blueprints. One file said, "Project Leviathan. Status released. Type, bioorganism semi-sentient. Origin Earth Deep Labs." Jace whispered, "We didn't send a warship." He looked at the video. The creature was born in a giant tank. Its heart was a fusion reactor. Its brain was once human. Its skin was made from dark matter. It didn't need weapons. It was a weapon. Reyna walked in behind him. "You wanted to know the truth?" she asked. Jace turned. "What is it?" Reyna smiled sadly. "It's our answer." Scene 9. Final moments. Setting the mystery. Back in deep space, the creature floated near a dead moon. A patrol ship passed too close. The creature moved. Not fast, just enough. The patrol ship drifted for a moment. Then all systems died. No blast. No attack, just silence. Inside the creature, something lit up, a small red light, a heartbeat. It was alive. It was thinking. It was waiting. Ending, closing monologue voiceover style. Narrator voice, deep, calm. "They asked for peace. We gave them peace. They feared our ships, so we sent no ships. But fear finds a way, and now they will learn the truth. Earth is not weak. Earth is not silent. Earth remembers." The deep space station Tarsis 5 floated silently near a cold red star. It was small, made for observation, not war. A few alien scientists worked inside. Most were from the Trakari species, tall, silver-skinned, with glowing eyes and sharp fingers. One of them, Dr. Yulvar, stared at his screen. He blinked, then blinked again. The radar was picking up. Something big. 5,000 meters long, no engines, no fuel trail, but it was moving. "Captain," he called, his voice trembling, "something's coming." The station commander, Relak, walked over. He looked at the data. "What is that?" He whispered, "It's alive," said Dr. Yulvar. Scene 2. Zoom on the object. Far in the distance, a dark shape floated through space. Slow, silent. Its surface shimmered like water, but it was solid. It had no lights. No engines. No signal. Yet, it moved like it knew where it was going. Alien satellites tried to scan it. All scans failed. Cameras tried to zoom in. One camera caught a blurry image. 2 red glowing eyes. The object turned. The stars behind it disappeared. It was so big. It blocked the light. The camera feed cut out. Scene 3. Council meeting. Panic. Galactic Council was back in session. 17 leaders sat in the round room again, now filled with shouting. It destroyed a scout ship. It blocked comms with Sector 9. It's alive. Chalkin slammed the table with his claw. Earth must explain. They sent another message to Earth. Reyna appeared on the screen. Her face once again was calm. "This creature is not a ship," she said. "It carries no weapons. It breaks no treaty. You said no warships. She leaned forward. This is not a warship. Then she ended the call. Scene 4. Planets go dark. 3 small colonies near Sector 9 stopped sending signals. One was a trade hub, full of alien merchants. Gone. Another was a science outpost on a moon. Silent. The third was a mining colony with over 8,000 life forms. Destroyed. No explosions. No fire. No wreckage. Just silence. Every time the dark object was last seen nearby. Then it vanished. Scene 5. Alien race responds. Calder Empire. The Calder, a warrior alien race with black armor and red eyes, prepared a response. Their leader, General Grox, ignored the treaty. Send 4 cruisers, he ordered. Destroy the object. The ships reached Sector 9. They fired plasma cannons, missiles, lasers. Nothing worked. The creature didn't even flinch. It turned. It opened something like a mouth. Not a real mouth, but a hole. A gate. It sucked 1 cruiser inside. No sound. No fight. Just gone. The other 3 ran. Scene 6. On Earth. Jace demands answers. Lieutenant Jace burst into Reyna's office. You knew this would happen, he shouted. Yes, Reyna replied, still calm. Then why didn't you stop it? She stood up. Do you remember the last war, Jace? She asked. Yes, billions dead. She nodded. We lost. Every human colony burned. Our ships destroyed. They called us weak. She walked to the window. So we made something. They couldn't understand. Jace stared at her. You made a monster. Reyna whispered. We made a message. Scene 7. Deep inside the creature. Inside the creature. It was dark and silent, but something glowed at its core. A chamber. Inside the chamber, a brain floated in green liquid. Human. Connected to wires, machines, and tissue. It twitched. A soft voice echoed inside its mind. I see them. I remember them. I will never forget. Its heart was a fusion core. Its bones were carbon metal. Its blood flowed like thick oil. It was alive. And it was angry. Scene 8. The name is whispered across space. In hidden chat rooms and military networks, a name began to spread. Leviathan. A myth. A secret weapon. Created on Earth, in black labs. A living creature, part machine, part man, designed to be a warning, but it was more than that. It was free now, and it was heading toward the heart of the galaxy. Scene 9. As scientists. Theory. In the floating research lab Orion Spire. A young alien scientist named Lurvik watched the reports. He was not a warrior. He didn't want war. He only wanted truth. He studied the movement of the creature. It never attacked first. It only responded. It avoided large stars. It avoided major cities. It's not attacking randomly, he said. It's searching. His friend asked for what? Lurvik whispered. For home. Scene 10. Council's fear grows. Chalkan stood before the council. This is Earth's plan, not just a weapon. A monster. We must act. Others hesitated. If we attack, Earth will say we broke the treaty. But if we wait, then it will be too late. They voted. Half wanted peace. Half wanted war. No decision was made. And Leviathan kept moving. Scene 11. Final moments. A message. One more ship tried to speak to the creature. It sent a simple signal. Who are you? For a full minute, nothing happened. Then the creature stopped. The lights on its surface glowed red, and a signal came back. One word. Earth. Ending monologue voiceover style. They thought peace meant safety. They believed a treaty would stop fear. But fear is not in paper. Fear is alive. And now it is watching them. Scene 1. Inside the monster. The creature moved slowly through empty space. Its long, dark body stretched like a floating mountain. Its surface was hard like metal, but moved like skin. Red lines glowed under the black surface, pulsing like veins. Inside, near its core, a chamber opened. A single human brain floated in a tank of green fluid. Tubes connected it to the walls. Sparks of light ran through the cables. The brain was alive. It remembered. It felt. And slowly, it began to dream. Scene 2. The dream begins. It dreamed of Earth. Of war. Of fire. Of being left behind. The dream was broken. Flashes of memory. Running through a city filled with smoke. Wearing a uniform. Holding a weapon. A last stand against alien machines. Screaming. Pain. Then. Darkness. The brain remembered dying, but it had never been buried. Scene 3. Council watches in fear. In the Galactic Council chamber, leaders sat in fear. They watched the Leviathan on their screens. It had destroyed no planets, yet. But it kept moving closer to the central worlds. Chalkin stood again. This is not a ship. It is not a machine. It is something else. An old alien, blind in one eye, whispered, "It is a ghost." They sent more messages to Earth. Rayna responded. Her voice was soft this time. You never asked what we lost. You never asked what we became. Then she turned off the screen. Scene 4. Secret Earth Lab. The truth. In a hidden base under the Arctic ice, Jace walked through steel doors. A man in a lab coat waited. His name was Dr. Varlin, the creator of Leviathan. He spoke calmly. He was a soldier. His body was destroyed, but his brain was still alive. His memories too. Jace looked into a glass tube. Inside floated another prototype brain. You used him, Jace said. Dr. Varlin nodded. He volunteered. He wanted revenge. Jace clenched his fists. That thing out there, he's not just a weapon. He's a man. No, the doctor said. Not anymore. He's an idea. Scene 5. The Council spy. One of the Council races, the Zark, had sent a secret spy to Earth. The spy returned with data. He showed the others a file. Project Leviathan. Bio-Titan class, semi-organic, human mind interface. The Council stared at the screen. One whispered, "They broke nature." Another said, "They broke death." But no one could deny the truth. Earth had made a living monster. Scene 6. Back to Leviathan. Consciousness grows. Inside the Leviathan, the brain woke up. Not just dreams now. Thoughts. Clear thoughts. I am not dead. I am still in the fight. He could feel the stars outside. He could feel the cold vacuum of space. He could even hear the alien transmissions, voices of fear. He liked the fear. He didn't want war. He wanted them to remember. Scene 7. A moment of mercy. A small alien ship drifted too close. Its engines failed. The pilot inside was a young girl, just a courier. No weapons, she cried in her seat as her ship drifted toward the Leviathan. Then something strange happened. The Leviathan stopped. A long black limb reached out. It touched her ship gently. The ship's lights came back on. She was pushed away. Safe. The ship floated back to safety. Her people were confused. Why didn't the monster destroy her? She only said one thing. I think it felt sad. Scene 8. Council meets in secret. Half the council now wanted to attack Earth. The other half feared the Leviathan more. They argued for hours. Then one alien general spoke. What if it's not here to destroy? What if it's here to warn us? The room fell silent, but it was too late. One species, the Kareen, had already launched a secret fleet. 30 ships, full firepower, heading straight for the Leviathan. Scene 9. The fight. The Koran fleet arrived near an empty moon. The Leviathan was waiting. It did not run. It did not speak. The ships opened fire. Lasers, plasma, missiles. All hit the creature. Smoke filled space. For a moment, the Leviathan vanished behind the blast. Then the smoke cleared. The creature was still there. Unharmed. It opened its chest. A shockwave blasted through the fleet. Not fire. Not sound. Just force. Ships shattered like glass. Only one pilot survived. He sent one message before dying. It looked into me. It knew me. It forgave me. Scene 10. On Earth. The Waiting. Reyna watched the stars from Earth's defense room. Jay stood beside her. Will it attack the Council? Reyna said nothing. Is it out of control? Reyna smiled. It was never under control. Jace whispered, Then why did we send it? She turned to him. Because they forgot what we are. And now, they will remember. Scene 11. Final words from the monster inside Leviathan. The brain whispered to itself. I see you all. I remember your ships, your guns. Your fire. You burned my home. But I don't need to burn yours. I just need you to see me. The stars blinked. Leviathan turned, its red eyes glowing like twin suns, and deep inside. It smiled, ending monologue voiceover style. He is not a ship. He is not a machine. He is a soldier who never died. A weapon that breathes. A memory you cannot erase. And he has only just begun. Scene 1. Panic across the galaxy. News of the failed Corrine attack spread fast. On alien planets, people screamed in fear. Shops closed. Ships fled. Families left their homes. Across screens, one word blinked. Leviathan location, unknown threat. Extreme leaders of different species held emergency broadcasts. One said, Do not travel to Sector 9. Another shouted, Stay away from Earth's path. A third whispered, Pray. The fear was no longer just in space. It was everywhere. Scene 2. A council divided in the Galactic Council chamber. Anger and fear filled the air. Chalk and the insect leader slammed his claws on the table. You see now? Earth has unleashed a ghost of war. Others shouted back. You pushed them into it. You called them weak. Now they show strength, and you panic? They followed the treaty. The Zark ambassador, cold and pale, whispered something strange. Maybe this was their plan all along. Silence. No one wanted to believe it, but deep down, they all felt it. Earth was always planning. Scene 3. A strange signal in deep space. A communication ship floated near an asteroid. Its captain, Velin, was young and curious. Suddenly, a new signal appeared. Not from a planet, not from a ship, from the Leviathan itself. It wasn't words. It was music. A soft, slow melody. Human music. Sad. Empty, like a memory. The crew listened. Some cried. One whispered, This is a soul. Scene 4. Earth stays silent. Earth didn't respond to the Council's latest calls. Reyna ignored every message. She sat alone in a dark room, watching old photos. Images of cities lost in the last war, of soldiers who never returned. She held a small disc in her hand. On it was written, Captain Elias Ward status, sacrificed. Reyna stared at the screen. She whispered, You're still out there. Scene 5. Lurvek's theory. Alien scientist Lurvek, working in a moon lab, gathered new data. He studied the creature's movement. He marked every planet it passed, every moon it ignored. It has a path, he told his team. One asked, A path to what? Lurvek answered, Memory. It's not attacking to win. It's visiting places where humans were hurt, where they were betrayed. A young assistant said, You mean, it feels? Lurvek nodded. It remembers better than we do. Scene 6. A general's fear. General Orvek of the Talari race ordered full defenses on his homeworld. His soldiers laughed. The Leviathan is far from here. Orvek didn't laugh. He looked at a report in his hand. An old one, from 30 years ago. It told of a human colony his fleet destroyed during the war. A small world. No weapons. Only farmers. And it was the next planet on Leviathan's path. Orvek stood up. Prepare for landing, he said. Scene 7. The planet without a fight. Leviathan arrived. The Talari world braced for war. Shields activated. Cannons ready. Skies filled with fighter jets. But Leviathan didn't fire. It simply stopped in orbit and released something small, a pod. It fell to the planet gently. No blast, no message, just a small black cube. Inside was a video, footage from 30 years ago. Talari soldiers burning the human colony. Children screaming. Families begging. Then silence. And a message: we remember. Scene 8. Voices from the past. Inside. Leviathan, the mind of Elias Ward drifted through memories. Old voices echoed. Captain, they're all gone. We have to surrender. No, we hold the line. The brain felt pain. Not physical, but emotional. Loss. Guilt. End. A need for justice. Not revenge. Justice. Scene 9. Humanity watches quietly on Earth. The public didn't panic. They watched the news in silence. They already knew. For them, Leviathan was not a monster. He was a guardian, a voice for the dead, a reminder to the stars that Earth is not weak anymore. A little girl in a shelter asked her mother, "Is the monster bad?" The mother smiled. "No, he's just loud." Scene 10. Council secret plan. The council could wait no longer. A secret plan was formed. To stop the Leviathan, but not with war, with a virus, a digital one. If it worked, it would shut down his brain, silence him forever. Chalkin smiled for the first time in weeks. This ends now. Scene 11. The virus launch. A stealth drone was sent. It carried the virus inside a code packet, shaped like a human memory file. It reached Leviathan's orbit. The drone released the virus. It touched the creature's skin. The red lights on Leviathan dimmed. Its body stopped moving. Scene 12. The mistake. The council cheered, but only for a moment. Suddenly, all council screens turned black. Then, red symbols appeared. Human language. 2 words. Nice try. Leviathan spoke again. His voice echoed across all systems. I am not a machine. I do not run on code. I run on pain. The stars near him turned red. He began to move again, faster this time, ending the spread of fear. Planets locked down. Ships vanished. No one knew where Leviathan would go next, but everyone knew one thing now: you cannot kill an idea, and Leviathan was an idea made of war, memory, and wrath. He was not sent to destroy everything, only to remind them what they destroyed first. Ending monologue voiceover style. They feared our weapons, so we built none. They feared our ships, so we stayed grounded. They feared our hearts, so we gave them one that never stops beating. Now they fear the thing we became. A voice they cannot silence, a shadow they cannot escape, a monster made from memory. Scene 1. A classified coordinate. Far from the center of galactic activity, there was a forgotten part of space, Sector 13. A zone marked as empty. No stations, no colonies. No reason to go there, but one old Earth military satellite, still online, suddenly blinked back to life. Its signal was strange, not a distress call, just a set of coordinates. Coordinates that pointed straight to the Leviathan's birth site. Scene 2. Council investigation begins. The Galactic Council had finally agreed to something. Send a secret team to Sector 13. Not soldiers. Scientists. A group of 4 from different species. Lurvik, the alien researcher who had studied Leviathan's behavior. Draenix, a computer mind inside a spider-like metal body. Nira, a small quiet diplomat from a peaceful water-based race. And Jace, Earth's own lieutenant, sent without permission by Reyna. They traveled together in silence. Everyone was nervous. They all knew one thing. Sector 13 was not just a mystery. It was a graveyard of secrets. Scene 3. Arrival at Sector 13. The ship entered a dark cloud of gas and space. Debris. Old satellites floated like skeletons. Dead ships drifted in silence. In the distance, hidden under shadow, was a station. Black, giant, silent. No lights, no name, just one sign on its surface. 13E Project Cradle. The team landed. No alarms. No resistance. Just silence. Scene 4. Inside the cradle. They walked through dusty halls. All systems were offline. No life signs. No AI, but inside a deep room, they found something still working. A living pod. And in that pod, Commander Reyna. Vos. Alive. Eyes closed. Floating in cryo-sleep. JSE. He gasped. What the hell? Scene 5. She wakes up. As if the station sensed Jace. The pod opened. Gas hissed. Reyna opened her eyes, calm, alert. She stepped out as if she had just taken a nap. Everyone stared. You were asleep? Lurvik asked. Reyna nodded. I was waiting. For what? Dranix asked. She looked at them with cold eyes. For Leviathan to remember. Scene 6. The Revelation. In the central chamber. Reyna activated the archive. A deep humming began. Screens lit up around them, showing footage. Images from years ago. Earth's last war. The destruction of colonies. The broken promises from the Council. Then came a project name. Bio-Titan Prototype 01 Elias Ward. Jace stared at the screen. Elias Ward? He was real? Reyna nodded. He died saving 5,000 lives in the Battle of Delros IV. His body was lost, but his mind survived. Dranix tilted his metal head. You put a human mind in that thing? Reyna looked directly at him. I gave our dead a voice. Scene 7. A shocking truth. Lurvik studied the data file. This isn't just a weapon, he said. Reyna answered. It never was. It's a memory, alive, moving. It is a map of pain. Jace stepped closer to her. But why hide here? Why stay frozen? Reyna whispered. Because I had to be the key. Nira looked confused. Key to what? Reyna touched a panel. A deep alarm rang through the station. Outside, lights began to shine. Thousands of dark shapes floated just outside the asteroid field. Not ships. Not machines. Leviatan. Not smaller ones. Dozens. Hundreds. Each pulsing with red light. Scene 8. The army awakens. Reyna stared at them calmly. They're not ready yet. But soon they will be, Lurvik gasped. You made more? She replied, no, he did. Elias? Reyna nodded. His mind is the seed. Each one has grown from his emotions, his memories, and others like him. Forgotten soldiers. Abandoned. Stories. Jace stepped back. You created a nightmare. Reyna turned to him. No, Jace. I answered one. Scene 9. Council's spies watch. Unseen, far away. A stealth satellite recorded the awakening of the cradle. It sent a signal back to the council. When Chalkin received it, he nearly fell from his chair. They built an army. They were never planning defense. They were building balance. Scene 1. Inside Leviathan's mind. Elias Ward, floating in his core, felt the signal from the cradle. His red eyes opened wide. He spoke to no one, only to himself. Mother is awake. Children are rising. He turned toward the council's central region. He whispered, now you listen. Scene 11. Final message from Earth. A signal went out from Earth. One message, one voice. Commander Reyna Vus. Speaking live, this is Earth. We do not wish for war. We only wish for memory. We followed the treaty. We sent no warships, but we remember the pain. We remember your silence. We remember your promises. The screen went black. Ending. Darkness moves. In deep space, Leviathans. Body began to change. New armor plates formed. Its body pulsed with faster energy. Its direction was now set toward the Galactic Council's homeworld. A red light covered the stars behind it, but it did not roar. It did not scream. Simply moved, like an idea that could not be stopped. Ending monologue voiceover style. She signed the treaty with silence. She grew the answer in darkness. He died in war, but was reborn in memory. And now they come not with fire, but with remembrance. Because you cannot kill what refuses to forget. Scene 1, Council in Crisis. The Galactic Council had never been more divided. One half wanted to destroy Earth before Leviathan reached the capital. The other half feared the Bio-Titan. Army Reyna had revealed from Sector 13. In the center of the chamber, Chulkan, the insectoid leader, hissed loudly. We cannot sit and wait. That monster is moving straight toward our core systems. Others shouted back. If we attack Earth now, the whole army wakes. We'll all burn. One species said nothing. The ZARK. Quiet, cold, watching. Scene 2, Secret Zark Meeting. Inside a black obsidian chamber lit by blue fire, 3 Zark leaders met. Their leader, Prime Strategist Valak, tapped the table slowly. Earth is stronger than we thought, he said. One advisor whispered, but not invincible. Valak's eyes gleamed. We do not fear monsters, he said. We make deals with them. He sent a coded signal across the stars. Not to the Council, not to the rebels. To Earth. Scene 3, Earth's response. In Earth's command tower, hidden deep under the Andes Mountains, Reyna read the message. Jay stood beside her. They're offering you a secret alliance, he said. Why would you trust them? Reyna didn't look away from the screen. Because betrayal is part of their nature, she replied. And I'm counting on it. She typed one word back. Proceed. Scene 4, Zark plan unfolds in the shadows of deep space. Zark ships moved. Not toward Earth. Not toward Leviathan. But toward the Council's backup fleet. The one hiding behind asteroid fields. Waiting for orders. The Zark fleet didn't warn them. They attacked. Hard, fast, silent. The Council's fleet never saw it coming. 50 ships lost in 7 minutes. Scene 5, the Council breaks. The Council fell into chaos. Screens flashed red. Ambassadors screamed. The Zark betrayed us. Earth is behind this. We must respond now. But it was too late. Leviathan was already 2 sectors away from the capital planet. And he wasn't alone. 3 new Bio-Titans had appeared behind him. Smaller, but just as deadly. They didn't speak. They just followed. Scene 6, the Betrayers. Reward. Valak contacted Earth again. His face was calm. We kept our word, he said. Now give us what we were promised. Reyna appeared on the screen. She didn't smile. You'll get it. In time. Valak's eyes narrowed. We want the Bio-Titan seed. Reyna stared at him. That's not something you take, she said. That's something you become. The signal cut. Scene 7, on board a Zark lab ship. The Zark had captured pieces of old Earth tech. They tried to grow their own version of a Leviathan. It was smaller. Messier, not alive. Not stable. Still they activated it. For 6 seconds it moved. Then it screamed. And exploded, destroying the ship and 3 others. Nearby. Zark survivors described it in one word. Wrong. Scene 8, Lurvek's warning. On a research station near a dying star. Scientist Lurvek studied the Leviathan's path. He called the Council urgently. He's not going to the capital to destroy it, he said. He's going to broadcast. What kind of broadcast? They asked. Lurvek zoomed in on the path. He's heading for the Council Beacon Tower, the central relay for all interstellar communication. If he takes control, he can speak to every planet at once. Scene 9, inside Leviathan. The mission, inside Leviathan's mind. Elias Ward focused. The capital was close. He could feel the fear across the stars. That it made him stronger. But fear wasn't the goal. Truth was. I will not burn your world, he said to no one. I will just tell it what you've hidden. Scene 10, Council scrambles defense. In orbit around the capital planet, the last of the Council's forces formed a defensive ring. Thousands of ships, cannons, drones, traps. No courage. Their leaders had failed them. Their alliances had crumbled. And the sky was turning red. Scene 11, Earth's final message. As Leviathan approached, Rhaena sent one final transmission to the Council. "This is Earth. We gave you peace. You gave us fire. You asked for quiet. Now hear our voice." On every screen in the galaxy, one word blinked: remember. Ending the beginning of the storm, Leviathan stopped above the capital world. The other Bio-Titans formed a triangle behind him. The stars dimmed. The atmosphere trembled. Then he opened, not like a machine, like a flower of steel and fire. Inside was light, a message, a signal, a scream of memory, of war, of truth. And the galaxy listened, ending monologue voiceover style. They betrayed themselves when they forgot the cost of silence. They broke peace with pride, not guns. Now the stars themselves will remember, not in blood, not in flame, but in truth they cannot erase. Scene 1, outside the capital planet. Leviathan floated above the Council's core world. Silent, still, massive, no weapons fired, no cities destroyed. But across every screen on every planet, one word blinked again and again: remember. Then the lights of Leviathan's body began to shift. Blue, red, green. Each pulse carried a memory. Scene 2, inside the mind. The core, inside Leviathan's body. Eliza Ward floated in a glowing chamber. He wasn't human anymore. His skin was gone. His thoughts were data. But his pain, that was still human. And it was alive. He wasn't speaking to anyone. But his memories were now the story. Scene 3. The war that made him. A battlefield burned in the stars. Elias was young then, a captain in Earth's last great war. He gave the order to hold the line at Delros 4. He saw his team die one by one. He watched the Council ships arrive, not to help, but to observe. They watched us die, his memory said. They studied our screams. Scene 4. The promise broken. After the war, Earth was promised protection. Help. Unity. Instead, the Council passed the treaty. No warships, no armies, no defense. But pirates still came. Slavers still came. Old enemies still came. Earth had to watch its colonies fall, one after the other. Elias remembered it all. Scene 5. The monster is born. After Elias died, Rhaena made a choice. She took his remains, his brain, his memories, his rage, and built Project Leviathan. She didn't build a machine. She built a story that could fight back. But stories, like pain, can evolve. And now Elias Ward was something new. Not man, not machine, a memory given voice. Scene 6. Planet-wide broadcast begins. Suddenly, every screen across the galaxy went black. No signals worked. No communications passed. Then a voice filled the silence. A deep, slow, human voice. Elias Ward. He spoke not in hate. But with sorrow. "I do not want war. I want you to see what we survived. What you ignored. What you caused." Scene 7. The memory flood. Images flashed across every world. A child hiding in a broken Earth colony. A mother screaming for help while alien raiders laugh. Earth. Soldiers using sticks and stones while the Council debates in gold chambers. Human refugees being denied entry to Council space. Whole planets left to burn while observers recorded data. The galaxy watched. And for the first time, it listened. Scene 8. Council's response. On the Council floor, many stood in silence. Some cried. Others turned off their screens in shame. But one voice, Chalkin, hissed with anger. "This is manipulation. A weaponized sorrow." But even his own people didn't answer him. His words sounded hollow, because the images didn't lie. Scene 9. Planets begin to rise. On small outer planets, colonies once loyal to the Council raised Earth's signal. They painted Leviathan's symbol on their walls. Even some alien races said, they were right, this was wrong. And on distant worlds, whispers began. Maybe Earth did not send a monster. Maybe they sent the only truth we have left. Scene 10. Leviathan shuts down. Leviathan's lights dimmed. His message complete. He stopped moving. He hovered quietly. Waiting. Fire. He did not fight. Because his mission was never destruction. It was testimony. Scene 11. Inside his mind. A final thought. Inside, Elias whispered to himself. They called me a monster. But monsters are made when good men are broken. I only asked to be seen. Then, for the first time, a single tear fell from his artificial eye. His last memory was of Earth. Before the silence, before the war, before the betrayal, he closed his eyes and slept. Ending galaxy at the crossroads. The galaxy stood divided. Some called for justice. Some still called for Earth's destruction. But now, no one could say they didn't know. They couldn't pretend anymore. Leviathan had changed everything. Not with fire. Not with blood. But with the truth. And truth has no off switch. Ending monologue voiceover style. He did not burn their cities. He burned their silence. Because sometimes a monster is the only one who dares to speak. And now the galaxy must answer, not with weapons, but with memory. Scene 1. Silence over the capital. Leviathan floated in stillness. His body silent. His lights dimmed. The council world below held its breath. No attacks. No more broadcasts. Only the deep, heavy silence after a truth too big to ignore. Scene 2. Galaxy in reaction. Across star systems, people talked. Some argued. Some cried. Some simply stared. Did we do this to Earth? Did we make the monster ourselves? Even alien children asked, why did they suffer so much? Why? Didn't we help them? The truth had reached every corner of the galaxy. Scene 3. Council's final meeting. In the council chamber, there was no shouting now, only silence. Only listening. Raina Vus appeared on a live transmission, calm, firm. Her words were not a threat. They were a choice. You saw what we went through. You see what we became. You called us dangerous. Now ask yourself, dangerous to whom? She leaned forward. We don't want war. We want respect. We want room. Scene 4. Council splits. Some species agreed. They stood one by one. I stand with Earth. I stand for peace, real peace. Others still feared Leviathan. They feared what Earth might become, but they could no longer deny Earth's pain, and they could no longer ignore the cost of silence. The council broke in too. Line in the stars. Scene 5. The Zark's last move. In the shadows. The Zark prepared one last weapon. They launched a stealth drone toward Leviathan. Its payload. A virus to destroy his mind. But as it got close, Leviathan opened one eye, just one. The drone melted in mid-space. No missiles. No lasers. Just will. The message was clear. Enough. Scene 6. Raina and Elias. Inside the Leviathan's mind. Raina spoke to Elias. Word. Her image flickered before him. You did what we never could. She said, you told the truth. Elias replied slowly. I was never a monster, he said. Was a mirror. Raina nodded. And now you rest. Elias smiled, faint, flickering. Tell them. We remember. Then his mind dimmed. Not death. Sleep. Scene 7. Earth's choice. Earth could now strike. They had power. They had fear on their side, but they didn't. They pulled Leviathan back to deep space. They called home the other Bio-Titans, and they sent one final message. The treaty said no warships. So we sent a story, and now we ask only this. Do better. Scene 8. -3 years later. The galaxy was not the same. A new council was formed, not in gold chambers, but across connected voices. Earth had a seat now, a strong one. Leviathan, still silent. Still sleeping, but his symbol hung in every corner of space, a reminder, not of war, but of what silence costs. Scene 9. Final narration, voiceover style. They feared war. So we showed them something worse. memory, truth, pain that cannot be silenced. And in the end, we did not conquer their worlds. We changed their hearts, not with guns, but with something stronger. The story of who we are. Epilogue. Last image. The screen fades to black dot, then words appear. The treaty said no warships. So Earth sent a monster. The galaxy called it fear. Earth called it history. END.